It's time for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris at Slumberland Furniture. From Slumberland Furniture in Osage Beach, here are your hosts, William Holtz and Chris Schneider.
What's going on, my friends? William Holtz, Uncle Chris. It's time for a cup of coffee. Good morning all around the lake area. And Chris, another week, 13th week in a row we've done this. And man, this is going to be a good show today.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to believe, too. Springtime in the Ozarks, right? Where last week when we were here taping the show, it was snowing. This week we're here taping the show, I got my spring shirt on. So.
His mint green, you noticed it as soon as you walked in the door. Mm-hmm. People here buying furniture at the great Slumberland at the lake. They love Uncle Chris's green shirt.
Who doesn't, right?
Aunt Michelle, maybe. But
Mrs. Uncle Chris loves it, absolutely.
All right, so lots to talk about. First, there's a bear, maybe more than one running around the lake.
Yeah.
We're going to send you after him. We got another season of Lotto Homes. We got some other headlines and some fighting news to talk about. And you got some cool stuff you want to bring to the mix.
Yeah, always. Really smart stuff, Actually, there was some scary stuff. There was some crazy dude pulling out a gun shooting up Lake Ozark last week, right?
Yeah, the headline might have been a little misleading.
Okay.
Just into the hillside. No building, property, or individual was
Nobody
struck,
was hurt.
But weird. We'll go into that and a whole lot more. But first, it's time to buy furniture. You're doing your spring cleaning.
Mm-hmm. That's
You're getting
right.
the lake house ready to come down and start enjoying the boat. I think it's time you get rid of that old mattress, that old couch. You come by and see the good folks right here at Slumberland at the lake. And to tell us more, it's Daryl.
Hi everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. The weather's getting nice outside. Everybody's got honeydew projects to do. When you get inside, you're going to want to get a great night's sleep. Right here at Slumberland, we specialize in the best night's sleep that you could possibly get. So remember, your great night's sleep starts right here at Slumberland, where it's always a good life.
Summertime, Lake of the Ozarks, we got boats, we got babes, and black bears.
Babes?
Oh my.
Ooh. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because I've seen two videos probably in the last week of black bears in like the Lori Sunrise Beach area, right? Caught on camera. So this is not just some Bigfoot story out there. They have sighted some bears.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple that was going to bed in Lori. They heard something out in the trash can, so thought it was raccoons. The dude goes out there and runs into this big black bear, right? He says it was like 5 foot, 150 pounds, and then the bear ran off when it saw the guy. But I think he got that on tape. And then another time, somebody was driving and you see the bear. So there really are some black bears in the Lori area right now.
Yeah, and that's not new either. We are in the Ozarks. There's also mountain lions here. There's bobcats. I believe there are different kinds of wolves. Of course, fox are very prevalent. We're in the Ozarks. They're just getting, I think, more frequent. And so you're going to start seeing more sightings, and you can find out how to make sure you handle those encounters or prevent those encounters on the Missouri Department of Conservation website. They've got a lot of good things out there about that. And there's been plenty of sightings.
Just make sure you can run faster than whoever's with you, right? Because if you can outrun them, the bear will eat them and you'll get away.
I would have used to felt real confident that if you and I were shooting the show out in the woods, that I could run faster. I'm not so sure anymore.
That might be interesting, yeah.
All right, another cool local headline. You guys loved it, the first season of Lotto Homes on Lake TV, and we're excited to announce the second season of Lotto Homes is in the works, and we'll be showing our first episode in July. So if you want to see some of the most breathtaking homes, not just on the market, but that were on the market and sold recently, you want to check that out. I love getting to host that and work with our local realtors, and of course our award-winning film crew do a great job. So stay tuned to that, and of course so much more coming to Lake TV.
Speaking of our award-winning film crew, they had the award ceremony for Missouri's Best, and Lake TV, you won a couple of honors for being like best personality or something.
Somebody got super drunk for the
Go
fourth
figure
year.
that out.
Whoever decides this got super hammered the night of figuring the votes, and they're like, you know what, he won it a couple times, we'll give it to him again.
So you win that, and then our production crew wins best production in the state of Missouri?
Yeah, that
How
was the
great is
big one
that?
right there. Is
Yeah.
Lake TV's video production team for the second consecutive year named the top production team in the state of Missouri. So, and well deserved. I mean, those guys they're simply awesome, and you guys get to see it every week, and we get to deal with it. And these guys are the best in the business.
Yep, absolutely.
Of
Good
course,
stuff.
another thing to announce: our local Mary Kay Von Brendel from
Yeah.
the Ozarks Amphitheater. She was named the Person of the Year
Wow.
by Missouri Magazine for 2020. And then another one, very deserving, another Lake. I mean, I'm telling you what, Lake was very well represented. Jason Jones, we know him, from Old Kinderhook.
Kinderhook,
You
yeah.
know, of course, you've had him on Community Spotlight. Anywhere you go around the lake, you'll see Jason
Yeah.
promoting his charity work. The Lodge at Port Arrow, or not Lodge at Port Arrowhead, Old Kinderhook out there. But so he got the Person of the Year for 2021, and very deserving. And he looked as good as anybody in the room.
That guy, I didn't know Jason when he was like 100 pounds heavier,
Yeah.
right? But he's lost like 100 pounds in the last, year and a half? And it's amazing how much time he dedicates to charities. He kind of runs the local food pantry. He's chairman, I think, of the cancer awareness in the fall. I mean, last fall he was running around with pink hair.
Yeah.
No kidding, for like 6 months,
Yeah.
just to bring awareness to the cancer. He's really great. So
He also coaches and mentors young athletes.
Wow.
He's got time to do all this with 2 kids, beautiful wife, Paige Jones, executive director of Lake Area Chamber of Commerce. So that's a true version of a power couple down here at the lake.
Yep.
And he's also getting ready to celebrate 700 days sober.
Yeah.
So Jason's doing it all. I want to be
Huge.
more like that guy, man.
Yeah,
He
huge.
is awesome. So other big news, Camdenton, lots of things surrounding Camden County. Recently, they're naming a new prosecuting attorney.
yeah, what does that mean? So
I don't know exactly what that means as far as, I do know who it is. Governor Mike Parson
Yeah.
is the person that has to appoint prosecuting attorneys, and he named James Caleb Cunningham. Now, Cunningham has been the acting prosecutor since the appointment of Heather Miller to associate circuit judge in the 26th Judicial Court. Now, all this according to LakeExpo.com. Now, Miller was the assistant prosecutor until she was appointed prosecutor in February of 18, and then Michael Gilley was appointed associate circuit judge. So James Caleb Cunningham is the Camdenton new prosecuting attorney, and I don't know what that means, but
what I just hope is that Camden County, the Lake area, Miller, Morgan counties, we don't become like the rest of the country has become. There's been a double standard in the law. Whoever you don't believe or agree with politically, you go after. The law goes after, and the double standard, they don't go after the people you agree with. So hopefully and we've talked about this here on the show before, hopefully the scales of justice will remain right. So hopefully that's a good thing.
yeah, no doubt. So welcome to Cunningham in that new position,
right.
and I root for him. Hope he does a great job. And another story, you mentioned it as we came on the show, the 12 rounds fired from the handgun last
Yeah.
Thursday. What can you tell us about that?
Well, let's see. So on the Strip, apparently it's like middle of the afternoon, 4:15 in the afternoon, and shots just start ringing out. It's like, it's a John Wayne Western going on around there.
And that's got to be so scary.
Yeah.
Because at first, when you hear a gun, it almost sounds like firecrackers
Yeah.
or something. So that's terrorizing. That's scary. Just taking place randomly on a Thursday afternoon. Why? What was going on?
Can you imagine you're driving down the road and all of a sudden, there's some crazy, because apparently he was, the cars reported, some crazy guy in the street, so apparently he was acting up, and then all of a sudden starts shooting some rounds, 12 rounds apparently in all. The good news is, as you mentioned earlier, he didn't shoot at people. Apparently he just shot into a hillside, but still, somebody shooting a gun, it's a little bit dangerous. So this guy was arrested along with some female that was apparently with him, and I think they're checking him out for some mental things going on
so
there.
this all, of course, according to LakeExpo.com. I do want to say, so it was Friday, not Thursday.
Right.
I apologize about that. And I also want to say, after further research, the girl was just detained momentarily. She was
Okay.
never arrested or taken in. But when we drove over, we were on our way to the event. They had all kinds of things taken out of the car, and that's where the handgun was found, inside the car, because he was firing the rounds from inside
the car,
the vehicle, which is just as scary. And then apparently he was antagonizing passer-goers and vehicles driving by, and that's what's so scary. So of course, Lake Ozark PD, Camden County, they were on the scene in a flash. They were able to take care of the situation, and thank the Lord, no one was shot, no property was damaged, but like I said, most importantly, nobody hurt.
Yeah, 30-year-old guy apparently.
But wild, just wild story. You don't expect to hear something like that. Okay, back to more positive. Of course, Lake of the Ozarks Shootout. We love the Shootout here on Lake TV.
Yep.
Over $400,000 raised last year at the event, and they've done that now the last year without an executive director, but that is no more. They're bringing on executive director Todd Nicholas.
I thought you were the executive director.
No.
Okay.
I get to do a lot of just note-taking and running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but they need somebody very qualified that can handle that kind of job. And so Todd Nicholas, and what can you tell us?
Well, I was kind of surprised because this Todd Nicholas, a longtime PGA golfer?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. I mean, it takes some skills to be a pro golfer. Mentor, coach, and brings a lot of customer relations stuff with him, which I think I read something from Ron Dugan, Captain Ron, where he said, what we really, really are looking forward to is all the personal relationships that this new director is going to be able to bring to the table, because everybody is so busy at the lake. I mean, we at Lake TV, we're so busy with our Lake TV stuff. When the Shootout comes along, it's just more, right? Same thing for Ron Dugan. He's got Captain Ron's, he's got all of his different businesses. Shootout comes along and it's just more. So it's nice that we have an executive director that can just focus on that. And, all the community relations stuff. I mean, really so much that happens at the lake is community relations. People knowing people and people helping other people get to where they want to go. So this is going to be a really good thing, I think.
Yeah, and his wife, Jo Best, she's a longtime educator at Camdenton. He was the golf coach and a teacher at Camdenton for a number of years. And then he was actually the pro out at Lake Valley, and awesome at that. We loved working with him there. And then both of his boys involved in theater. And then, of course, Jace, his son, a couple years ago, came through all-state receiver. And so he's a family guy, ties to the lake, and he also understands the organization. He's mentored a lot of young people. He's run fundraising, and he also owns his own handyman business, and very successful, hardworking guy. And I think he's going to fit right into the culture of the Shootout. And boy, I'll tell you, as you said, Ron's busy, we're busy, so I'm so happy, Todd, you're going to be here to take the reins and run with this. So
well, and for the folks that, people think the Shootout just happens. All of a sudden it's the last weekend in August and there's the Shootout. But we've already had Shootout meetings. I mean, we've already had 3 Shootout meetings to get ready for the big event. So there's a lot of planning, a lot of work behind the scenes that goes into making things happen. So
and mark your calendar. Friday, August 20th, the mini Shootout meet and greet at Bridal Cave. That's going to be awesome.
Yep.
They'll have the mini. Things go over 120 to 130 miles an hour.
That's pretty cool,
They'll
man.
be on display for you to see, take pictures with. And cool thing is that a lot of interest gets sparked when the kids come and they see those things. And their dad and their mom and their grandma and grandpa is like, I want one of those. And before long, that's your next Top Gun in 10 years in the mini Shootout.
Yeah,
So,
who would have thought? I mean, the mini airplanes have been around for a while, and it's kind of been a big thing, but I think the mini boats is kind of fairly new. So this mini Shootout thing is really cool with these boats. And if you haven't seen them up close in person, I think they do the mini Shootout meet and greet at Bridal Cave. And so you get to go and they put the boats out, you can see them and stuff. Really cool. So make your plans for that too.
all right, so the LeBron James situation. I've been wanting to talk about
LeBron
this.
James, yeah.
This is just insane. Okay, so let's start with the initial tweet. He's pretty vocal. I mean, he's obviously a Hollywood mainstream liberal. There's no doubt about that. So I'm going to read this, and I don't typically read things courtesy of a major news network, and of all of them, CNN. LeBron James tweeted, then deleted a post about killing a 16-year-old, about the killing of 16-year-old Ma'Khia Bryant at the hands of Columbus police. Now, the Ohio teen was killed last Tuesday, about 30 minutes before the verdict was delivered in the killing of George Floyd, who no one's been more progressive or proactive in lifting George Floyd as a martyr for Black America than LeBron James. And on Wednesday, James, an Ohio native, tweeted a photo of a Columbus police officer who was on the scene of the shooting with the caption, "Your next accountability." Now, CNN has not confirmed whether the officer pictured in the deleted tweet was the officer who fired shots. But basically, without knowing any facts, LeBron James comes out and says, "You're next," putting a target on an officer of the law's back.
Well, and even in a situation where the officer saved the life of a young black girl, she was being attacked by another girl with a knife. So the police officer shot the knife-wielding teen, and then LeBron sends that out.
Yeah, and I don't think LeBron had all the facts, and that's just my point. He always, and these people in Hollywood are so quick to just see something that's attractive and will give them a lot of likes or make them feel like they're justified in what they're doing. And LeBron he considers himself the leader of this Black Lives Matter movement along with the NBA. And it's just wild because when the facts come out about it, the officer saved another black girl's life because this young lady that got shot, as heartbreaking as it is for a 16-year-old young lady to get shot, she had a knife in her hand and she was yelling, "I'm going to kill you," and she was violently swinging that, and it already caused damage to another person, and the officer saved her life.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy, right?
And then after he deleted the tweet, here's what really blows my mind, because it would behoove you after putting your foot in your mouth, and I've done that so many times, I just don't have any followers. LeBron James has over 50 million followers. So you have a huge responsibility to make sure that you're spreading truth and not inciting violence. And that's exactly what he did that he was so critical of that supposedly the Trump administration did anyway. I'll get on a tangent about that. But after he deleted this tweet, then he comes out and says this isn't about one officer. It's about the entire system, and they always use our words to create more racism. I'm so desperate for more accountability. That's the most hypocritical tweet in the history of our country. That's ridiculous. It's not about one officer. I'm so desperate for more accountability. NBA needs to ban LeBron James.
Yeah, where's
Twitter
his accountability?
needs to censor LeBron James. Did Twitter not censor the president of the United States?
They did. The president of the United
night
States.
of the election?
Yeah. Threw him off.
It seems a little off. And this is a whole other story, but where it gets good and where we can take our personal opinion out of it is the coolest thing that I saw. A bar owner in Ohio, which this is where we're going. We're going to go have a beer at this bar. An Ohio bar owner announced he would no longer show any NBA games until LeBron's expelled from the NBA, which I think would be justifiable. At least some kind of ban or reprimand or speak against, but literally, you can't speak against the king. He's the king, right, Chris? Well, he is the king.
Back to that double standard. There's a huge double standard. One side can say anything they want, and it's fine. The other side can't say boo, or, they're in major trouble. So there's a double standard.
So Jay Linman, the owner of Lenny's Pub in Delhi Township, he made a Facebook post that went viral, and he said, if anybody wants to watch an NBA game, don't come to Lenny's Pub. We will not air them until LeBron James has been expelled. Went viral. People were all over it. I'm sure the guy's business is absolutely booming, and good for him.
Absolutely.
Take a stand. Do what you think is right. And the guy, that is LeBron's home state.
You know
He's
what?
from Akron, Ohio.
And I agree with that 100%. I mean, this is supposed to be the land of the free, right? If you want to go see NBA games, fine, go see them. But I'm not going to. I'm sick of it. Same thing with the NFL. Them kneeling during the national anthem. No, thank you. I might watch some Chiefs game. I'll probably watch the Super Bowl, but the rest of it, I'm out. We've both given up on baseball.
Yeah.
They moved the All-Star game for no apparent reason in the end. And now the sports are getting so political. It's like, I'm done with it, and we're both huge sports people. Yeah. So it's sickening, really, is what it is.
I won't be done with the NFL. I can't. But yeah, baseball, I'm even trying to take an SOS pad and scrub that Cubs tattoo off my back because I want to be done with them. I've changed the dogs' names.
Wow, yeah.
The funny thing was LeBron kind of responded and he said, I was headed there over the weekend to watch our game tonight, or to watch our game and have a drink. Dang it, which was kind of interesting. All right, so our viral video of the week.
Yeah.
A officer, he went viral. I'm just going to let the video speak for itself. Enjoy.
Dispatch, I've arrived at that disturbance. Will you have LeBron call my cell phone right away, please? Thank you. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. No, can you put the knife down, please, sir? Sir, no, sir, don't stab it. No, stop stabbing. Stop. Oh, hold on. It's LeBron. LeBron, hey, yeah, it's me again. Listen, I'm out here at this disturbance call, and there's a guy trying to stab another guy with a knife. What do you think I should do? Why does that matter? Okay, well, they're both black. One guy's trying to stab another guy with a knife. Deadly force is completely justified. Uh-huh. I see. So you don't care if a black person kills another black person, but you do care if a white cop kills a black person, even if he's doing it to save the life of another black person? I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but then again, you are really good at basketball, so I guess I'll take your word for it. All right. Yep. Okay. All right, thanks, LeBron. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. What? Nothing, I gotta go. Sorry, guys, you're on your own. Good luck.
So funny, and it really does drive home the point of how ludicrous that logic is and how far off of facts and truth and logic we've gotten. But all right, that's our piece. I'm not gonna let that go any further. I want to end with the letter from a 24-year veteran on the Los Angeles Police Department, diehard Lakers fan.
Yeah.
Dion Joseph, who's also black. So this is what he posted a letter, an open letter to LeBron James, and didn't really figure it'd probably ever reach LeBron, but it since went viral, and this is what this letter says. Dear LeBron, I'm not going to come at you from a place of hatred. There will be no name calling. I was raised to see the whole of a human being, not to hyper-focus on their flaws or make said flaws the whole of who they are. I'm an honest man. What you do for children and other acts of charity shows a huge heart. You show to be a family man, and that's to be respected. You play for the team my family has cheered for since the 1960s, and then myself since 1979. But your current stance on policing is so off base and extreme. Your tweet was irresponsible and disturbing. It showed a complete lack of understanding of the challenge of our job in the heat of the moment. You basically put a target on the back of a human being who had to make a split-second decision to save a life from a deadly attack. A decision I know he and many others wish they never had to make, especially when it involves someone so young. Instead of apologizing, you deflected. You said you took your tweet down because you did not want it to be used for hate, when the tweet itself was the embodiment of hatred, rooted in the lack of understanding the danger of the situation. I don't know if this will ever reach you, but my hope is that one day I can sit down with you and talk. As a man of faith, I can have no hatred towards you, but I do feel I can help you understand the reality of the profession that I have. Sincerely, Dion Joseph.
Heavy. That's heavy stuff, man. I mean, it's to me, it's amazing the response to that tweet, because I saw as LeBron was walking off the court at one NBA game, the fans yelling stuff at him, and it wasn't as nice as that. That was taking the high road there. That's pretty cool.
Well, I was just saying, I think that's kind of the angle everybody should go about dealing with any of this is, getting angry is never going to lead to any kind of improvement. It's never going to lead to a solution. And I think as somebody who is a black man, and so he can relate to what it's like to walk in the shoes of a black man in America today, also as an officer, so he can relate to somebody walking in the shoes of an officer in America today, brought both of those and did so very classy. And I paraphrased, I didn't finish the letter for time, but you can see that entire thing all over, and it's just kind of crazy. And why we're speaking about that was kind of inspiring, and like you said, took the high road. You probably have some kind of inspiring quote to keep this trend moving along.
Absolutely, and it goes along the line of the Lakers too. Remember former Lakers head coach Pat Riley, who also coached the Knicks, I think,
Miami Heat,
and the Miami Heat too. Yeah, absolutely. So he's got this quote. He says there are only two options regarding commitment. All right, two options regarding commitment. You're either in or you're out. There's no such thing as life in between.
Right.
That's Pat Riley, and that great coaches have that, it's black and white. It's you're all in or you're all out, either way, which is pretty cool. That's what makes those coaches great.
Yeah, it's kind of like the fence. You're either, the fence kind of belongs to the enemy, so you're either not or you are, so along those same lines. It's a good one. All right, trivia. I don't ever get these right. Could you start making these trivia
You
questions
got a couple
easier?
of them right. Here you go. Okay, so what is the oldest living thing known on Earth? Any idea?
So I'm going to have questions before I want to come up with an answer.
Of course.
Oldest living thing. So that wouldn't be, a thing is not a human or an animal. Could be a plant.
Could be anything that's living. Anything that's living. It could be human. If you think a human could be the oldest thing.
No.
Or it could be plant.
Oh, I got you. Whales.
Wales, okay. Nope, the bristlecone pine in California. It's a tree. It's about 4,600 years old.
That's obvious. I should have said tree. Like,
there you go.
Trees are always super old.
If you could be a tree, what kind of a tree would you be?
Marijuana plant.
A weeping willow. A marijuana plant.
Marijuana plant. Roll myself up and smoke me.
Wow. Okay.
That's awesome. No, I wouldn't want to be a tree. That would be miserable.
Yeah.
That'd be terrible. All right. Want to say we got some amazing things coming up on Lake TV this weekend. We got the Magic Dragon Street Meet Nationals.
Yep.
That'll be awesome.
That's exciting, too, because we've got legendary KB, I think,
Yeah.
hosting that for us, right?
We're hosting that. You can catch that feature Monday on Lake TV. Also, prior to that airing, Sunday night, Roof Masters Sing Your Heart Out at Captain Ron's. Man, we have so much fun at that.
We do. We have a good time. Had a great time last Sunday night. So come join us. I mean, the singing can be bad, but that's part of the fun, right? You know, sometimes you get a little bit of good, you know, but usually it's pretty bad.
I thought I crossed the line by talking about a marijuana plant and rolling myself up, and then you butchered it. That's awesome.
But we have so much fun. Sing Your Heart Out. I think they start singing around 7, right?
Yeah.
At Captain Ron. So come join us Sunday night. You can always see Wild Will there. So
yeah, and Uncle Chris. We'll both be there. Harbor Hops this weekend.
Yeah.
Should be fun. Lake should be bustling. A lot of stops this year. A lot of businesses decided to participate. Going to be a lot of fun. You can go check that event out at funlake.com under events to find out all information. On top of that, great week of content coming up. You got some great guests coming up
we've
on the
got
Spotlight.
Bill Mulder, the local historian, on the Spotlight show this week with pictures, which is really cool. So join us for the Spotlight show. That's at 8, 3, and 8. Next week, Clint Haig, who's the activities director and soon-to-be transportation director at Osage High School. So a lot of great stuff coming up on the Community Spotlight show.
That's right. All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Before we go, got to give a huge shout out to Jill Ray, Daryl Cunningham, and the entire crew here at Slumberland at the Lake. Of course, Ricky Smith, Andrew Evans, and Megan Albers making this magic happen with us. Appreciate it, buddy. That was fun.
Yeah, babe.
God bless you guys. See you next week.